Hi, this is Vanessa, and you are at Module 8. Can you believe it? You're already at Module 8. This module is on imaginative prayer. Now, if you're like me, up to a couple of years ago, I'd never heard of imaginative prayer. I actually saw a teaching by Pastor Gregory Boyd out of Minnesota. And he did this teaching on imaginative prayer, and it just struck me. It was meant for me to see at that point in my life, at that point in my journey. And I just know this is going to be a blessing to you. In imaginative prayer, you're going to take all the tools that we learned and meet God, meet Jesus in your time of prayer. Because that's what it's all about, right? As Christians, that's where we're supposed to be. That is where we're supposed to be spending time, is in prayer, in worship with God. Now, for many of us, and maybe not you, I'll raise my hand and I'll speak for those that don't want to say anything. But for a lot of us, we have grown up with this idea of prayer that just was not that exciting. There, we had those church mothers. I mean, I know people who can spend hours and hours in prayer, and they just come out all excited and all of that good stuff. That was not my testimony. My time in prayer, I'd always believe was, get in there, say what you got to say, listen, see if he got anything to say back to you, and that's it. I was one of those folks that said it just don't take all of that. Well, that's because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know some of just the awesome things that can happen in that time of prayer, particularly when you are using some of the tools of worship and of affirmations and of all of those things, meeting God in that inner sanctuary. So, in this module on imaginative prayer, we talk about how to use all these tools to meet God in that inner sanctuary or that inner sanctum. Now, for those that may think, Vanessa, this is kind of new agey. If you want to call St. Francis of Assisi or St. Ignatius new agey, go ahead. But those were several hundred years ago. St. Ignatius started with trying to encourage people to see the nativity scene in their mind. And then hundreds of years later, in the spiritual exercises, St. Ignatius dealt with people on meeting God in that inner sanctuary, in that inner sanctum, that place, that real private place in your mind where you can spend time with God and you can hear Him and you can see Him. That is what is going to super fire your prayer life, and it's going to supercharge your faith. So, welcome to Module 8, the Imaginative Prayer.